me up. And my parents have always taught me to be able to relate to people, you know, wherever you go. You always stay humble. You stay humble and you stay open to different people and what they have to offer in this world, because everybody has their own light inside of them and they shine regardless, you know. So it's not anyone's place to ever look down on anyone else or look at them a certain way or judge them based on a certain belief or something like that. You know, I just feel like, and I feel like Yoruba and the way my parents shaped me really played a big role in my belief system and things of that nature. And, it's about, and I love it, it's natural. It's about being connected to the earth. It's about being connected to the cosmos, There's scientific reasoning for things, And so we can break it down a million different ways. But when it comes down to it, I feel like a part of who I am, the big part of who I am today came through Yoruba culture and through the way my parents cultured me, and taught me to value family and taught me to value music and the arts in general. You know what I mean? The arts, they're such an important thing today in this day and age, and it's so sad that the first thing that goes in some of the school programming is arts, because I'm telling you, it is an intelligence. It is in itself. The arts, I just can't even express how important it is. If a child can't do cross-lateral movement, if they can't cross their right hand over to their left knee, chances are, I guarantee you, that they have issues reading, that they have trouble reading. There's all kind of scientific breakdowns to how the body needs certain things, and we can all, many people know about the Om and about the universal sound and universal vibrations, and I think that, that's a big part of the industry, of music, that's music is one of the best tools to relay a message when it comes down to it. It can be mesmerizing sometimes. And I feel like it's just in me. It's been in me for my life. I feel like a lot of people don't know that I was trained as a dancer. I worked with a Jula, which was Milwaukee Public Theater. It was a dance company or a dance troupe that we kind of created with Lucky Jupp, and he's from Senegal. I've studied under masters of Senegalese dance and masters of Guinea dance, and and I don't know. I feel like it just keeps me rooted. It keeps me connected. I studied dance through high school. Not studied it. I just felt it. Because it came from being on the street in Chicago, playing my hand clapping games with my girls. You know what I mean? It comes from it, I think people can relate to that. It's about it just being inside of you, and naturally music is in every person. And they say, if you can walk, you can sing. If you can walk, you can dance. If you can talk, you can sing. And so that's it's something that's inside all of us, which is why every human being on earth, I don't care who they are, can relate to music. Whatever genre it is, it doesn't matter. There is a relationship and a coexistence between human beings and music. And I'm just grateful that whoever it was in my ancestry line that decided this is who I am, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I found so many things out about my family and about my history. I found out that my great-grandmother was one of the first black women in film. She was with Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee and Sidney Poitier, and you know what I mean? Like, just keeping the arts alive, and that day and time, it was hard for African American people, in that realm. And so she was a fighter, though. She had that fighter spirit, and sometimes I promise you, I feel her living through me. I can feel that fight. I can feel that. I've struggled really hard to be able to be an artist, to be able to support myself as an artist, and I know. It's funny because a lot of people, when it comes to like the American Idol experience, there are some people that have been on the show that were not musicians prior to being on the show, or were not on that grind, that artist grind. But this year was a different year on American Idol. Some of the talent is just. It's ridiculous. It's amazing, and I didn't expect it to be like that when I going into it. Man, I'm telling you, these artists are amazing, and they're true artists, and we have been in this struggle, this artist struggle. I have. Oh, gosh, I can't tell you how many days or how many nights I sat up worrying about food, or worrying about how the bills were going to get paid, or how the lights were going to stay on. But I couldn't give up the music. I couldn't give up the dancing. I couldn't give up the arts. It's just something that I felt like if I went without, I would die, literally, And so it's, I can run on. I'm sorry. I get to talking and I get to jumping all over the place.
It's okay, girl. This is your 2 hours. It's fine. I'm really enjoying hearing what you have to say, and this is your 2 hours. I'm just a part of it.
Right.
It's your world. I'm just a part of it. But I just want to thank you as a fan. I am a diehard fan. I was watching every week. And everything, and when you, I was like, I don't know if she can do interviews, because I was telling my mom, I was like, I don't know if she can only do interviews that American Idol set up for her. I don't know what she'll be able to talk about or anything like that. So, but I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna send the email and see if she responds. And I didn't have it, on Facebook and everything, and so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So I got up enough courage and did it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Working.
I had listened to your station prior to you, emailing me, or prior to the American Idol thing, and participated in the first Fill 'Em Up event. I was excited about that, because that's something that, again, is something that I grew up with. It's something that my mother instilled in us. But I love the way you took it to a different level, and saying it's about uplifting us as women, and not just about, necessarily filling up the change purse, or, or filling up our bags with money, but with, with support and just unity amongst one another. I love that. And so I'm kind of a fan of yours too. So it goes both ways, 2 ways, 3. So,
thank you.
But no problem.
I appreciate that.
No, I mean, no doubt. It's home for me. Some of the topics that you talk about on your station, it's home for me. And so it's awesome to be able to hear that put out onto the radio waves, onto the sound waves, for people to hear. And I'm excited to be able to expose more people to your station. And I hope that people do, tune in after this and learn about what it is how we were raised. I hope that people gain an understanding of certain things and not judge the way. I'm sure people have judged us in so many different ways. But for me, it's about to each his own, and it's about what speaks to you as an individual, who you are, and that's what I firmly believe in. That's what I try to stay true to on the show, on American Idol. I tried to stay true to myself. There were times when people were going, well, why don't you do this, or why don't you do that? Kind of, you get suggestions from everywhere. You got people. I had people on Facebook saying, "Girl, you should do this and you should do that," and when it boils down to it, though, it's really about staying true to yourself and making a decision for yourself. Because, and people ask me a lot, did I regret doing flipping the Elton John song into a reggae thing, or into a reggae vibe, and I don't, because that's a big part of who I am. Not only has Yoruba cultured me, but Rasta has cultured me. It's something that actually when I met my husband, he began to share these things with me from the Rastafarian culture, and I'm like, okay, there's a symbiotic relationship here, between Yoruba and Rasta. It's about natural. It's about returning to who you are as a human being, as a royal person, as a divine creature on this earth, and returning to your roots, when it comes down to it. And that for me has been one of the biggest blessings in my life, honestly, is being exposed to Rasta culture. And I want to take a moment to just say that people tend to judge Rastas really quickly. Everybody thinks Rasta, that mean they smoking weed and they chilling and moving around and no, but there are parts of Rasta that are very, orthodox or just, you have to stick to certain principles, and there are people that use the term Rasta very loosely. But when I met my husband, he's Bobo Ashanti, so this is I'm telling you, when I say strict and when I say rules and upright and righteousness, it's a real thing. It's not about just the vibes, and it's not to disrespect those Rasta people that are just about those vibes, because the vibes are good. The vibes are always good, in that realm, in the reggae realm. But there is deeper things than marijuana and and just reggae music. There are deeper things inside of the culture than that. And I've just been exposed to so much, and I appreciate it so much. And it's a big part of who I am. So I do not regret doing I'm Still Standing with a reggae vibe. Why? Because it's a big part of who I am. And not to be disrespectful, but I wasn't necessarily only playing to an American audience. For me, I know that people around the world watch American Idol. I know that people in Nigeria watch American Idol. I know that people in Jamaica watch American Idol. I know that people in London watch American Idol. I know that people all over the world watch American Idol. And so for me, reggae music is one of those genres that I'm telling you, you go anywhere in the world and play some Bob Marley. And most people, it's a universal love. There's a universal love for reggae music. And that's a big part of me. And so Elton John is not the cup of tea that I get up and drink every morning. You feel me? So it would be wrong of me for someone to give me a platform like American Idol and say, show me what you do, and me get up there and sing an Elton John song like Elton John, because that's not who I am. Yeah. It's not who I am. But I respect Elton John. Yes, I do, for his artistry. Yeah, you have to respect the individual for what each individual does. But I just try to stay true to myself, and I received so much good feedback from people about the reggae swing on it. I mean, radio hosts all over the United States were like, I don't know what they were talking about, but that was fire, So I'm very grateful for those people who did embrace what I did on the show, because it's very hard. I'm going to tell you now that being on that show is a very difficult place to be. And I can't believe how people judge so quickly, the pressure is amazing. It's crazy. I'm telling